guys, how's it going? I am doing so good today. Thank you so much for watching Holistic Honey. You guys are getting daily self-care videos from me. I am going to share with you guys today my birth chart. I'm just going to talk to you guys about what a birth chart is, but I'm so excited about this because birth charts really show you who you are. If you are into horoscopes, you already know what birth charts are. If you are not into horoscopes and you don't believe it, just don't deny it just yet, because reading your birth chart just opens up everything. It shows you like exactly who you are and why you are the way you are, the ways that you have, and it just kind of explains it and why you do it, and then you understand yourself so much better. It is so interesting of how connected we are with the universe, and the birth chart really shows you that. Let's get right into it. This is just gonna be me figuring out my birth chart for you guys, just basically showing you guys how you would go about finding out your birth chart and reading it. It is a lot of reading. It is a lot of things that you may not understand, and I'm still learning. I am not an expert in astrology at all, but what I've read so far, it just makes me want to like dive deeper. So when it comes to the birth chart, you will hear it called also the natal chart. So that is at the moment of your birth, the alignments of the planets and the moon and the sun and just everything in the universe, constellations, like literally planets you don't even know about. What position were they in and why were they in that position? Like, this chart is specifically for you and your time of birth, your day of birth, your year of birth, the city that you were born in. Like, everything is connected, and it is just such a beautiful thing to kind of look at. When you look at birth charts, you just want to kind of know like the basics. So when it comes to the sun, sometimes you'll hear people say like, my sun sign is this. Basically, your sun sign is your zodiac sign. So my sun sign is Cancer, and I am a Cancer. With the sun being at the position that it's in at the very moment of your birth determines your zodiac signs. That's pretty cool. Also, if you are into chakras, then you know that, you know, the solar plexus chakra has a lot to do with your identity and your self-identity, and that goes along with the sun as well. So that's all tied in together as well if you're interested. And I also did a video on chakras, so you guys can check that out as well. Back to this topic. When it comes to the moon, that is more of your emotional side, like you describing you and why you kind of deal with the things that you do on your internal. And your moon sign is determined by basically your emotions. Your moon sign is Pisces, and something so interesting, like my sister's a Pisces. She's my very best friend. I'm so connected to Pisces. Janae Aiko is a Pisces, and I'm so connected to her and her music and her journey. I'm just like honestly connected to Pisces, and I didn't really know why. My boyfriend and I, we both have the same like sign, which is so crazy. Like, we were not even born like even in the same year or around each other in the same city, like nothing like that. You guys think that everything kind of has a beautiful connection, and so I hope that that kind of encourages you guys to just keep an open mind with this for me. Let me share with you guys how I figured out basically my birth chart. So what I did is I went to astro.cafeastrology.com. If you type in Google like free birth chart, then whatever site you use is cool. This is the most popular and recommended one on Google, so I was just like, okay, let's go with that one. It's basically, it reads you like a huge horoscope of your entire life, and I think it's so cool. It's so accurate. I read my boyfriend his today, and I was just like, wow. And I kind of feel like he was like, wow, like this is like, some stuff was so accurate about him, and there's a lot of accuracy when it comes to me, but I kind of already knew who I was and how I am, and I know that I kind of move the way that I do in a certain way based on like my zodiac sign. So I never really like too much like had any skepticism around it. I kind of knew just based off the horoscopes I would read like daily. You'll get it, and then it'll say like natal chart report. So that is basically your personal natal chart information, as well as your interpretations of the positions and aspects in your chart. So I went ahead and put in my information. So what they ask for is your name, your birth date, and the year that you were born in as well, the time of birth, and then also what city you were born in. And they know like what city, like you just type in your city and then it'll bring it up based off of the state. With this, it lets you know that like if your birth time is unknown, because I know this is important and people are probably going to want to know, if your birth time is unknown, we cannot know the ascendant or house positions. The natal chart shown here is Aries chart in that case. Additionally, you may not know the moon sign for certain. So basically that's to say if you don't know the time, then you kind of don't know when the moon was positioned. Don't panic, it still will give you a ballpark until you can maybe like ask your parents like, hey, what time I was born, or you can just look on your birth certificate and figure that out as well. Let's get right into my personal business. So I told you guys that I am sun in Cancer and moon in Pisces. I'm also Mercury in Cancer, so that's interesting, like just with the whole retrograde aspect of things with Mercury that always happened. Last year I felt like Mercury was in retrograde for like so long. Venus in Leo. It's just pretty much everyone that I'm connected to, my planets are aligned with, you guys, and it's just super cool to me. Qualities of a Cancer. Of course, if you have a Cancer in your life, you know that we are sensitive people. This is not an unknown thing at all, but basically it says Cancer is a very sensitive sign and they don't always appreciate it when you are blunt with them. Their reactions to hurt will depend on how thick a shell they have developed. Most Cancers react by withdrawing or retreating. Some have developed an ability to manipulate others to get what they want. They avoid direct confrontations almost as a rule. Cancers are in fact quite yielding and soft when you have them in the right mood. They are one of the more hospitable signs of the zodiac. Sure, they can be touchy and indirect, but they are also very dependable, caring souls. And I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, when it comes to confrontation, that's definitely something you have to work through, and if you have not worked through that aspect, you can be kind of lost in a sense. They also basically provide a short description, so for the rest of this video I will just try to provide you guys just like some short description so that you know kind of the breakdown of who I am. She weighs words carefully and is tenacious, a calm and discreet nature, tender, thoughtful, sensitive, and impressionable. My weaknesses are I am humble, timid, changeable, indecisive, lazy, oversensitive, easily influenced by the family, and sometimes manipulative. I definitely agree with the influenced by the family thing, because I pretty much go to my family for everything. If I need an opinion on something, like they're the people that I go to. And then I also consider my boyfriend my family as well, so like I will go and like ask him for things without actually like deciding on it myself first. The next part kind of breaks down the conjunction sun and just different, like your trine sun, your sextile sun, and these are things that you guys will kind of have to look up, because I don't want to spend like an entire video trying to break this so complex situation down. Short description of my planets is I'm imaginative, I have sharp insights, I'm impressionable with an abundant imagination, gentle, warm, humorous, artistic. My weaknesses when it comes to the planets is troubles caused by being too sentimental, worries, problems, unhealthy imagination, and nervousness. Also true. The next part that they kind of break down for you guys is the moon, and they just tell you like what moon, like based on the planet too, because of course there are other moons besides the Earth moon. Just like recommend, you know, like what careers you might be best in, and just like how you can deal with certain situations. Communication is very important, so they talk about that a lot. It's very important to me as a sun in Cancer, moon in Pisces. And my mind is sharper and more creative when you have a partner you can bounce your thoughts and ideas off of. Didn't I just tell you guys that I have to basically, you know, have other people around me that kind of know what I want to do? And I'm really working on that, because I do want to get to that inner being and being able to, you know, just make decisions for myself. In your close relationships, your partner serves as a mirror, reflecting your thoughts and ideas back to you from a different perspective. You are rather independent and will not allow anyone to restrict your freedom, but you love to talk things out before arriving at a decision. This is also beautiful, you guys, because this is just also true. I wish you guys could see all of it, but it's like pages and pages of who you are. The only thing that I was just super confused about, you guys, is the rising part. On my natal chart, it says that I'm a Capricorn rising, and it just talks about how Capricorn rising people are really like family oriented and really needing like the approval from their families, and basically being able to feel connected in some type of way. It also talks about success and how usually Capricorn rising people like to be successful, and like we like to appear that we have succeeded at something, and when we act that way we usually succeed. So I thought that that was so cool, because that goes back to the whole like act as if manifestation tool. Is kind of like, you know, when you act successful, when you look successful, then you become that. And like I think that that's so cool that you just automatically radiate that energy. That is all I really have for that. I still have a lot of questions, especially about the rising part, and I'm still just researching and learning for myself, you guys. So let me know in the comments below if you've read your birth chart and if you even know what this is. So it's basically astrology. And are you into astrology? I'm so curious. Hope that you guys subscribe to my channel if you are new and like this video. And until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful night.